Hey, we are live. Welcome back to Life Beyond Narcissism, where we talk about everything that has to do with narcissism. We talk about how to heal from narcissistic abuse, how to spot a narcissist, how to not fall for a narcissist again, and how to actually heal from narcissistic abuse so that you can become the best version of yourself. Tonight, we have our favorite co-host, Spencer, in the house, and we are so excited to bring him on board tonight. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're so excited to have you. Welcome to the family. And if you're a day one family member, welcome back to the channel. It's super happy that you decide to join us tonight. Without further ado, we're getting right into the show tonight because your time is valuable and we don't have no time to waste. So let's get it going. So welcome in, Spencer. Welcome in, Spencer.
What's going on? What's happening? How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good so far. Pretty good. Had a
Yeah,
real
right?
interesting day today. Yeah, busy kind of day, gym day, vibes, getting it out. Yeah, it's just been one of those days. I had quite a few coaching sessions today, so the show goes on. Okay, the show goes on.
Oh, there were some coaching sessions today, especially at the gym. There was a lot of coaching sessions happening. Don't sell yourself short.
Listen, it was well worth it. Okay, let me just put it like that. It was well worth it. Beyond grateful. Hey guys, welcome in. We're just gonna be here helping you guys out, answer some questions. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate. Tonight is the night where you want to get your questions out.
Absolutely. So how you feeling though after that workout that I was showing you? Everything seem all right?
Like I lost like 3 pounds.
Yeah, you probably did. I mean, you were in the sauna too for 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, I did a 20-minute sauna session. So I feel like it was like, yeah. And you know what's so good is that I feel good. And this was something when I had just stopped, when I just got out the relationship with the narcissist, this was something that's how I started to find back myself. Like that was how I started to regain back my consciousness. It was really by going into the gym. Like I really dumped myself into the gym. And then having to sit in the sauna, it's a time for reflection. So that's something that was a reflecting moment for me, being able to sit there and really gather my thoughts, sit through my feelings, sit through my emotions, and just really get through it. So today was kind of a reminder of how important it is to give yourself that time, that quality time.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, honestly, I think that's one of the biggest things that has helped me get through a narcissistic relationship is just working out. I mean, even if it's just doing calisthenics or whatever it is that you're into, as you know, Vanessa, I personally believe that, calisthenics, body weight, things like that is a huge thing. You don't need something fancy. You can just jump in, you can do squats, you can do push-ups, you can do really anything that revolves around your body. And honestly, once you've elevated past that level, do pull-ups, do muscle-ups, do whatever you can, essentially kettlebells, things like that. But I think that's one of the most important things, honestly. And this just goes for everybody, is that even if you're just getting to the gym and just sitting in the sauna for 20 minutes at, let's say, 180 degrees and above, like that's equivalent to doing 20 minutes of cardio, guys. So it's a start. If that's what it takes for you to get started in working out, just go. That's all you got to do. Don't even worry about talking to anybody. Don't worry about having conversations. No one really cares at the gym. Like you can go in there. No one's going to be looking at you. No one's going to care. Like just do your thing, because that's really what's going to help you at the end of the day is you becoming the better version of yourself, is you getting fit, is you working out, you taking care of yourself on all aspects of life, because that's literally what the narcissist is going to see is like, oh, wow, this person is fine without me. They're able to take care of themselves. And dang, I'm going to wait a few months and then I'm going to reach back out to you and try and dig back in while you're getting at your peak there. But seriously, just try once a week and then start going from there. I mean, Nessa, you've done a great job since I first met you. Like you're hitting it almost every day now. Like you're doing the hard stuff today. When I was coaching you and going through all that stuff, like you were killing it. Like you were like, man, this sucks. I hate you. This sucks. But you know what?
Remember those words?
I'm feeling good.
You remember those words, right?
100%. Absolutely.
And that's what it is, even for other coaching. Like this might have been a physical coaching session, which was really good.
Yeah.
But you know, for me, because of studying psychology and doing the life coaching here for narcissistic stuff, remember, narcissistic abuse is mental. So it has a lot of psychological damage on your brain. It really affects you mentally. So if you don't get some time in a clear space to clear your head and clear your thoughts, you're going to be messed up. So I think that's one of the reasons that I love coaching and helping people through narcissistic abusive relationship and to help them navigate recovery, because the recovery process is super, super important. And I really love it because it's a psychological change, and it's a psychological coaching where you're trying to unlearn these behaviors and you're trying to unlearn these things. So I'm with you. I absolutely love it. Hey, Energy, welcome in, sis.
Hey.
We see you in the house. Welcome in, guys. So we do have our first question in, and that came from Energy. She said, "Were you able to recover any of the losses from the narcissistic relationship?" Wow. Wow, that's a great question to start with.
Yeah, I mean, you want to take this one first?
I could go first. I don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Yeah.
And yes, smash the like button. Yeah, you know, thumbs up. We appreciate that. Like
I see 8 of you in there.
Last week, y'all, we did so great with the thumbs up, with the likes. The likes went up last week, y'all. So great job for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
We appreciate it. You know, we appreciate it. Did I recover any losses after that narcissistic relationship? Hey, Danielle, welcome in. Yes. So what I recovered was my mental. I thank God every single day that I didn't lose my mind. Okay. That was the one thing, because I felt lost. I was like a zombie. Like I told you guys, I'm going to bring pictures, okay, to show you guys how lost I look, how I hit rock bottom. Okay.
I feel that.
And I recover myself. Like I found me again, and I found my mental. Like that was, I didn't come out of this crazy, you know? Because it's an attack on our mental, you know, your mind, your state of mind. I didn't lose my mind. I regained my children's trust, because every time that I would break up, you know, me and him would break up, and I go back to him and I'll tell the kids that, you know, we're going to move on, we're going to do this better and stuff like that. I would go back to him, you know, and they're like, "Mommy, can't you see that daddy's just using us? That he only come here for food and a place to sleep?" Like kids are saying that to me, and it's just like, "Hey, can't you get it right?" So every time I would take him back, I lost, you know, their trust. So I don't know for you, Spencer, like how did that work for you? Like if you've gained anything or recovered anything. Like for me,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost, you know, a lot of material stuff. But really what I gained was my strength, for sure, 100%. Like I noticed that like my health was declining when I was in this relationship. Like there were specific things in my body that just weren't functioning correctly anymore. And just like I noticed it, you know, it's like I'm not a very anxious person or a very depressed person or anything like that. But it's like every day I was going to the work being like, "Oh man, I have a feeling that something's wrong," you know, and of course I'm finding out she's cheating on me, or finding out that she's talking to another guy at the gym, or whatever it is. And it's like, I just always had these weird feelings when I went to work of like, something's awry, something's, you know, not okay. And, you know, for me, that was like not a good feeling being at work. Is like, I don't want to feel anxious at work. I don't want to feel depressed at work. Like, I don't even really want to be at work. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like we you know, we have to go to the office. We got to do all these things in general. Now I gotta be here feeling like this. It's like, oh no, man. Like I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel better, you know? And that was a huge thing that I noticed, is like, no, because when I like the stories I've told you guys is like, when I would come home from work, you know, it's like I'm focused solely on work. And then I come home and then there's no peace. And that was always my concern when I came home, was like, am I going to have to deal with some crap tonight where I just got done working hard today and I'm just sitting here like dealing with no peace, you know? And that was anxious for me. And so when I was able to break away from that and get away, like no more anxiety, no more depression, no more worries about coming home to not peace. And I can cook my own dinners, and I can sit down and hang out, and I can chill with my dog and do my own thing and not worry about oh man, am I going to get kicked out tonight? Am I going to get broken up with tonight? Am I going to be able to finish this meal tonight? So
listen, you struck gold when you said coming home to a battlefield, basically.
100%.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I remember when I was working at Chase, right? And I didn't want to go home. Like, I didn't want to go home. I prefer to stay at work. I didn't mind staying at work, being the last person to leave. Like, I still probably have those habits right now.
Yes, you
because
do.
Be nice, okay? Be nice. Because
overachiever over there, trying to go for that gold star.
No, but it's because of being with the narcissist. Like, you're going home to fight. You're going home to a battle. You're going home to something being wrong, and you just walk on eggshell. And that was horrible, having that feeling, like the zombie feeling, the anxiety. I've regained not having those anxiety. I had insomnia for years.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep. I was just laying down resting at times. So I didn't sleep.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. The sleep thing is huge. I had the same thing as well. Just couldn't sleep, couldn't feel comfortable. Or the nights that I could sleep or feel comfortable, something would happen. I mean, it was just constant. Like, I mean, I remember there was a stretch there where like everything was fine for like a week. And I remember I was getting just phenomenal sleep, getting super great dreams, like getting back into the flow again. And then all of a sudden it was back to the same thing again, not getting sleep, feeling all this. So it's, it's the worst.
Just thinking about it, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Just the thought about it, I just feel weary, because you have to, like, when you're in that place and dealing with this, you feel so weary, you feel so exhausted, you feel so burnt out. And today in one of my coaching sessions, it was just like, I was reminded of, you sacrifice yourself. So it's like, what are you planning to sacrifice with the relationship right now? Okay. What are you going to sacrifice tonight? So pick one.
Yeah.
Pick something that you plan to sacrifice. Because if there's something wrong, let's look at this scenario, right? If there's something wrong and you talk to them about it, oh, here we go again, and they blow it up.
Right.
Driving fear in you from talking about it. So there's a blow up and they storm off and they leave.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I honestly I felt the same way. Shout out to Kamar. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in.
Kamar, welcome in. Wise, right?
Oracle.
Wise
Yeah,
is in the house.
But yeah, I felt the same way too. It's like every time that I had like a feeling of like, hey, like you disrespected me, or hey, you said something wrong to me, or whatever it was, I had the fear that like, hey, I can't go and talk to you about this because I know exactly how this is going to turn up. So I had to internalize it and deal with my own problems. Because anytime I'm like, hey, that was disrespectful, she would mock me. She would make fun of me. She would basically be like, I can do whatever I want to you, and you're never going to leave. And that's where it's like,
true.
Listen, like, that's not, that's not how it is. That's not how it is at all, because I'm not going to sit here and take this for the entirety of my life, and I didn't. I'm like, this is it.
But you know what happened during that time though, right? So you see, after the incident happened and you want to talk about it, they storm off, right? Create an argument, storm off, yell, don't address the issue, and leave.
Exactly.
But then when they come back and pretend like nothing didn't happen and start treating you like nothing happened, like it's all good now, like you guys are good, and you're thinking to yourself like, dude, it's 1 day or 2 days now, we haven't addressed this issue. Are we going to talk about it? But then you get to the point where they're pretending to be nice for like a week, and then you're stuck like, do I sacrifice or compromise talking to them, the peace? Like, I got peace for like 2 days, like should I not bring it up? And you find yourself over and over again, come on, just sabotaging yourself, right?
And that's the thing that I think that was probably like the most disheartening and concerning to me, is that like I have this policy that like when I'm in a relationship with somebody, like we don't go to sleep angry. Like regardless of whatever's been said, whatever's happened, like we hug it out. We say, I love you. I'm sorry for my part. You're sorry for your part. Let's move on. Like we love each other. We're in this relationship. And the concerning thing for me is that that was something that could never be followed, regardless of me apologizing or anything. And on top of that, the person would just go to sleep. Just go to sleep like nothing even happened. And I'm like sitting there like stewing, like, wow, like this, I can't believe this just happened. How are you able to just go to sleep, snoring away, snoring like a grizzly bear? Like, how is that possible? You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
and sitting there watching you the whole time grumpy. So it's like stir up trouble, get your energy, suck you dry, and then leave you to sit there on the emotions and feelings. And then they walk away like nothing happened. Y'all.
Absolutely.
Let me see. Energy had said, and have you got back onto dating? Ooh, it's been 3 years for me, and I have extreme trust issues. I'd rather die alone than date again. Oh my goodness. This is something that, I mean, I have different opinions on it. With Spence, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, do you want to drop the secret sauce for what we talked about and everything?
I don't think it's time yet for the secret sauce, because in reality, we want to have some backup to that secret sauce about dating, right? We really want to bring support our claim. How you gonna come with something without no support, right? So I think we should support our claim. That's what I'm thinking. But dating is healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Dating is very healthy, and I understand how you feel, energy, but dating is healthy, right? Because think about it. When we suppress, hey Alicia, hey sis, welcome in, my love. I haven't seen you in a while. When we suppress our feelings, right? And correct me or stop me whenever you feel, like stop me anytime. But when we suppress our feelings, we're numbing ourselves. It's just like healing, right? Some people could get out of this for 5-10 years and they're not healed because what they've done is numb their feelings and really kind of out of sight, out of mind. So they're dismissing and pushing it to the side and never really addressing these issues. And that be the problem many a time, is that if you don't face your fears, you're always going to think that there's something out to get you. But once you educate yourself on things, right? Let's be honest. Once you start to learn about what is it that you like or don't like, because that's what the narcissist wants you to do.
Yeah.
Give up on love. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But love didn't hurt you, right? Let's be honest. Love didn't hurt you. The person pretending to love you hurt you, not love. Love is still free.
I agree. Yeah, and I think on that note too, I think the hardest thing for like people in general right now is figuring out where to date, and that's where I think it's very important is that you find the right place. So whether it's the gym, with like you find positive places. So I don't know, you can go to church. Church is a cool place to meet people. You can volunteer, things like that. You meet great people doing that. You could find relationships doing there. I think also too, like I said, the gym is another positive place. Doing yoga, going to, let's say, like a farmer's market, finding festivals like maybe like a vintage clothing market or festival, like pretty much anything you can essentially think of that these places essentially have is like that. That's where you can kind of like start slowly integrating in. Like if you see a guy or a girl looking at you at these places, like wave to them, be polite, just don't go into any of this like, hey, I'm gonna date right now. Like I see Kamar that you're saying you want to wait till summer. Cool, yeah, wait, but don't set limitations on yourself. Like there seems to be this thing where it's like, hey, when I hit 6 months, then I'm good to do that. Like don't do that to yourself. Like even if 6 months you're not okay, that's fine. But what you should do is be like, you know what, if I'm feeling it today or I'm feeling getting out or doing stuff like that, like go do that. Like you deserve that. Like go have some fun. Every local city has events and stuff like that on Facebook or Instagram and things, and you can always see what's going on. And even in those group chats, you can have conversations with people. I mean, I've met a lot of women and men too as well online, where you're seeing conversations basically go back and forth within these chats and these groups and things like that, where they're like, man, I found the woman of my dreams, or hey, I found the man of my dreams here, or doing these things. So don't limit yourself. Go have fun. This is the opportunity to go explore and to go do your thing. So don't restrict yourself. Okay.
I'm with you. I agree totally. That was something that I didn't want to restrict myself on when I had stopped talking with the narcissist, because I still believe in love. And I'm not going to because he tried to ruin my belief system, make me stop looking for love. Like, absolutely not. The only thing is that the pool has gotten much smaller. Like the pool is smaller to choose from, clearly because you now know, when you didn't know and you were desperate and you were thirsty to find love, you'll grab anything out of desperation. Now your standards have changed and you've done the work to heal you. So now it's not that you're disqualifying everybody, but you're really like being more select with your choices, and you're not in a rush anymore because you've learned that rushing something really doesn't get you great results. So, hey.
Yeah. And then, on top of the energy, I just saw your message come through. Like, I'm the same way, you guys. Like, don't get me twisted here. Like, I feel the same way too when I go out in places, and it is a struggle for me. Like, don't think that it's easy for me. I mean, Nessa knows, like, I love going out and having fun and doing, but it's a struggle for me. I'm a little nervous. I'm like, all right, I'm taking in the energy, doing all these things. But here's the thing is, like, I go out there and I be the positive light for people. I be that person that, like, you want to go meet when you're out there, that, like, hey, like, this guy's fun to talk to. This makes my energy feel good. So, like, you can be the same thing. Like, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. And again, be the positive light, be that person, because again, I know Nessa feels it too when we go out. There's a huge energy suck on a lot of this stuff, but we're with you on this. But you got this. Find a friend to go with too. Like Nessa and I, like, we go out, we go, do some fun things like that. Go to festivals, go to all these things, go to the gym. Like, find a buddy, find a friend, and you got this. But be that positive light, and don't let those people take your energy. Don't let them do it. Like, you're stronger than that.
Listen, there's no disagreement here, okay? Because we've done the work, okay? We have done the work. So it's like there's so much power and victory in doing the work. And I get it. It's like, what does that look like? It's choosing you first. Like, putting you first. Like, what does it look like? Okay, do the work. What work? What do you mean? Forgive the narcissist. Hey, I know that's hard. Hey, I know. Okay. But you got to forgive the narcissist. You got to let them go. Let them go so you can free yourself. Because the more revenge you want to take from, on them, is the more you're holding yourself hostage.
Absolutely.
And that means they still got control over you. Hey.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Exactly. I see Wise has let's see here.
So, all right, let's put up this question. Guys, welcome in, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the like button. Please remember, you guys have been doing it for the last 2 weeks, and I love it. We love it. We appreciate it very much. Smash
that like button.
We appreciate it very much. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the support. We appreciate it. Remember, guys, tonight is our Tuesday night, and we're doing questions and answers tonight. So Q&A, ask your questions, get it out. Let's support you. If it's burning questions, you want the answer, we're answering questions tonight, okay? So we're up for any questions. You want to take this one, Spence?
Yeah, so I see Wise Oracle too. So yes, you have two basically like add on to this. So what I want is a partnership where I can continue to grow, feel respected, and have the freedom to be the person I've worked so hard to become, as well as I want to share my life with someone, but I'm not willing to give up the progress I've made. I know that my worth doesn't come from relationship, and I don't need anyone to complete me. You had a great point. You had a great point in your life.
Some great things you have said.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't need anyone to complete you. And if you have that mindset, Wise, like that's the mindset that you want to have, That's the mindset. If you're still waiting for someone to complete you or someone to find happiness with you, then that's not it, okay? You're going down the wrong path and you're looking for someone to control you, okay? That's you automatically walking in, giving someone your power to say, hey, I don't know what to do with myself. I need a master. Would you be my master? That's exactly what you're saying. So if you take that approach, I love that statement, Yeah. Knowing your worth. That's basically, you're doing the work. Like, these statements that you're saying, it's not coming from a negative place, and we love it. Okay. I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
I think there's another question here.
Yeah, I think on top of that too, I think one thing to kind of realize, everyone, is that like you're not giving them anything right now by going out and talking to people and just having fun and acting like you're not even really trying to date, just not looking for anything, having zero expectation. You're not going to lose anything because you're not going past that level. It's not until you fully commit and that you've shared yourself with someone, things like that you start kind of losing it if that person is a narcissist or somebody in general that's not a good partner. So you going out and having fun and enjoying yourself and trying to get past these things, you're not losing anything. If you're gaining things, you're gaining the better version of yourself.
Totally agree. And it's also helping you discover yourself. So it's like a self-discovery time, right? So you're starting to learn things about yourself, like, hey, I don't like that kind of stuff, or that's not for me. But guess what? No expectation and no obligation. You don't owe nobody nothing. Hey,
exactly.
That's it. So Franklin says, hey, Franklin, welcome in. I didn't see when you popped in the room, but welcome in, Franklin. Hey, how to heal after after reactive abuse. Ooh, that's tough. Okay.
That is a tough one. Yeah.
That is really tough because no one is around to see when they're abusing you. Okay. Yeah. No one is around when they're poking at you and when they're being disrespectful to you and when they're hurting you in private. Nobody sees. But your reaction, oh, look at what she's doing, pointing you out to everybody, saying, this is what you're doing. So that is very tough because it's your reaction. So in an instance like that, what I would suggest, once you understand you as an individual, then you will start to take back your power. You'll start to take back your control. Absolutely. Start to learn more about the narcissist. So when you see them poking at you, don't give them any reaction. That's what you can do. Withhold that type of reaction that you would normally give to them because they're poking and looking for something because they need their fix. They need their fix and they're looking to get that reaction, that supply from you. So whatever they're doing is poking at you to get a reaction. So start learning their patterns, their traits, recognize that you're with the narcissist and back up from them. Okay. I want to say go no contact immediately, but let's be honest. Sure. It's going to take some time. Spence, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, and I think on top of that, Franklin, the biggest thing, I don't know if you heard when we first started, but working out, taking care of yourself mentally, because if you're strong up here and you're strong physically, like none of this will matter to you. Because if you're able to meditate, work out, get to that mind state where literally nothing will bother you. The best way to describe it is like you go into a sauna at 180 degrees for 20 minutes, right? You come out, get in your car, you're driving down the road, somebody cuts you off, you're like, whatever. I don't care because I just got done doing 20 minutes in a sauna dying, like that was me. So it's the same thing as like, you need to get your state of mind to the point where it doesn't bother you, where nothing gets the reaction out of you because that's exactly what they want. And that's how you become stronger because when you show no reaction, you don't add to the provocation. Like, no, that's it. You're done. Like walk away from the situation. And that's the best way I can describe it.
And you know what too, Spence, to add to what you just said, if someone keeps poking at you, you're allowing it, Like, let's really think about it. If someone is poking at you and you see that they're constantly disrespecting you, at what point do you draw the line? At what point do you draw the line and say, no, that's not okay? And stand up for yourself. So healing after going through that is really just saying you're choosing yourself first. When you choose me first, you're saying F everything else and everyone, and I'm putting me first for once in my life. And I will not continue to accept this type of behavior.
Exactly.
You let them know. I'm not okay with the way how you treat me. And you could show somebody better than you can tell them. So if you tell somebody that, listen, when you treat me like this or when you do this to me, this is how it makes me feel. I don't like this. Can you stop?
Yeah.
Lay it out.
100%.
And if they don't care, they don't respect you, and they don't have no remorse for their behavior. And now you can really see that it's very intentional and it's intended to hurt you. So take back your power. That's my take on that. Take back your power.
And Nessa can vouch for this too. Like when you start going to the gym and doing those things like that, like it opens up a whole different doorway, honestly. And you start feeling better about yourself. And that's the thing is like you get to this good state of mind where you're looking good, you're feeling good. Like these people, you'll look back and you'll be like, what was I even doing with this person? Like, look at me now. Like I'm killing it. Why do I care about this person? You know what I mean? And that's where you'll get. I promise you that's where you'll get is be the better version of yourself. And you're going to look back and you'll be like, man, I was in a spell. Like, I don't know who this person is, why I like them, but never again.
What was I thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what was I thinking?
Happens to me all the time, every day. And that's, I'm like talking, I'm like, what what
what?
in the hell was going on? Like,
Yeah.
where was I?
Because you're the only one who has eyes for them like that. Like, you're like, wait,
Yeah,
you're so obsessed, and you're like, this is what I couldn't walk away from. Like, this is
exactly.
what I couldn't do without. You
This is
start
what
to
I was
think about
depressed
it.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, have you ever heard about spiritual awakening after narcissistic abuse? Is that common, and it happened to you and changed your life? Yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Yes. I started
Yeah,
seeing things. Yes, yes,
absolutely.
yes, and yes, yes.
Yeah,
Spiritual awakening is real,
100%.
especially when you want to break away from that spell that you're in. Yes, you start to see things different. And especially if you start fasting during that time,
Yeah,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
absolutely.
going to start seeing some things. You're going to see the image of stuff, right? Did that happen to you too, Spence?
Yeah, I mean that's Matthew 17:21. Y'all look it up. Like fasting and the prayer is the most efficient way to literally fight off demons and get closer to God. So that's the best way that you can literally do that is fasting. Like
Yeah.
when I went through my breakup and everything, I fasted for 7 days. And I'll tell you what, like, oof, yeah, I never got closer to Jesus other than that moment. And that's when things started getting real great for me because I realized in that moment, like, oh man, yep, this is where I need to be. So check it out, Matthew 17:21. I promise you won't steer you wrong.
I'm with you. What happened for me was that I started to get visions of the individual. I started to see him in visions, in places, doing things. I wasn't there, but I would get these images. I would get images of a scenery at the house. And then a few days later or a day or two later, it's happening in real time. And I would start to know things before they happen. And I was just like, wait, what is going on? It felt like an out of body experience. I felt super uncomfortable to share it with anyone because I've never experienced anything like this. What's happening? But then the veil has been lifted from my face, from my eyes, and I now see who's truly behind this monster. Like I realized that I was not talking to a human. There's somebody else there. Like he's not alone in that body. Like he's not alone by himself. So yes, you will like, yeah. It's I think it's common. It happened to me. You said it happened to you. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody else have any experience. Please share with us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and to be fair, Nessa, you still predict stuff that happens 2 days later. And things show
Okay.
up in places, and
Be nice, okay?
yeah.
Be nice. No, it's because I'm
Wishing that
very
on me.
I didn't mean to, but I'm very passionate about healing from narcissistic abuse. And
Yeah,
I'm very, very passionate. This is something I extremely love. I'm in school right now. As you know, I'm in school studying psychology because I want to get a degree in psychology to
yeah,
actually add it to my credentials. Because, yes, I'm fully knowledgeable and have the experience and stuff like that about this, but I also wanted to get credentials, get, kind of some
yeah,
paperwork or something. But I'm in school for that part of it. But yes, because I tend to feel things. I would I can feel. So yes, that awakening does help, and it helps you to do things much better. You can assess, see things like, I don't know, I have a seeing but feeling kind of thing. Like I don't know if it's a gift that I got afterwards, but that's something that I've experienced. Let
yeah.
me see. Let me bring up one of Wise comments. Wise be in here
Oh yeah, she's got some
throwing
good ones
down,
tonight.
okay?
Trust me, we'll get all of them. I see the one here too above that or below
Which
that
one?
about the protect your peace. So we'll I promise you we'll get to that one too as well. That's a good one. You see the protect your peace one?
I didn't see it yet because I'm right. I think I'm still up top here. It says,
Oh yeah,
for a
okay.
long time, I hated my ex. The pain he caused, the manipulation, the lies, it all left deep scars. I spent years questioning myself, doubting my worth, and wondering how. And I'm not mad at you for that. I didn't go down that path. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I felt every moment of it while I was with him. When I left, I wasn't sure if I made the right decision, but when I sold the house, when I got that awakening energy, I did sell my house because I got that awakening to do so. Like I needed to break this covenant. I needed to sell the house. I needed to get away from this man. So when I got that revelation, I there was nothing else for me to do. I got word, the Holy Spirit told me what to do, and I just had to follow suit, right? So he was there faking everything with me, pretending still, and I'm looking at him, seeing the raw, real him now. With like, I'm looking at the narcissist in front of me now, not the man that I want him to be, but the real narcissist. And I'm watching him faking stuff and shuffling. And I realized that I was too caught up in the marriage and I didn't see anything. But now it's all in front of me, and I had to leave it right where it's at. So I couldn't hate him because I had children. If that makes sense. Because it's like every time, like, I want to hate that man so bad. But like every time I look at my babies, my girls, I'm like, damn, thank God for this blessings, because they kept me going. They gave me a reason to keep going and not give up. So it's like, you know?
Yeah. And I think on top of that too, you know, with questioning yourself, that I see here in the chat is that like people were saying like, I thought I was crazy. Like you're not crazy. That's why you're here in this chat. That's why you're hearing stories from myself and Nessa. Like I promise you're not crazy. If you're feeling something and you're feeling something is wrong and off, like you're spot on. Like this is not like their whole thing is to trick you and make you convinced that something's wrong with you. And not only that, but that you have no self-worth. And on top of that, to doubt yourself, like feel you're a human being, you're an empath, you're this, like you have the capabilities to be able to feel what's right and wrong. You're not crazy. Like, trust me. That's why you're here. That's why we're having these conversations.
You're not. You're not crazy. You're not by yourself. You're not alone in this. You're not at all. You're not. I love the fact that we can get together, we can talk about these things and have these open discussion, because sometimes, like I said earlier, you could be out of this for a while, but never heal. You know, you're still angry at them, or you still think it's a Leo thing, or you think it's an Aries thing, or you think it's a Pisces thing. It has nothing to do with this, or you think it's an American thing, or a Jamaican thing, or Caribbean or Spanish thing. It's all of it. Okay. So if you learn the traits, right, they're all the same. They're all it's not a vaccinated thing.
I don't know.
Listen, that was a little jab there, okay? That was just a little bit of jab there, y'all. Let me see if I find a question. Awakening from the abuse. All right, I see a question right here. And I'm with you, Energy. I love educating myself. I love educating myself about this narcissistic thing. Okay. It might seem like I'm obsessed with it or whatever, but when you know somebody's game and you see that they come to you running game, easy dismissal. Easy dismissal. It says, how can an individual protect their peace and maintain emotional balance while dealing with a smear campaign? Yeah, especially when it feels like my character is being attacked or distorted.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean,
you want to start with this one?
Yeah, I mean, I literally went through that. I mean, it was pretty wild. I mean, people from church were basically like, I had to switch churches. Like, I mean, the whole town basically knew about it. But here's the thing: is like, people ended up finding out the truth about it. They really did. I mean, all the people that basically didn't see if I was okay or ask my side of the story, I just stopped being friends with them, honestly, because it's like, what? You're not even gonna like ask me my side of the story. You're just gonna believe one person's side of the story. Okay, bye, see ya. You know, because that's the thing is that those people that aren't gonna believe you in the situation, you're never gonna gain their approval. It's the same thing with a narcissist. Like, you're gonna be constantly defending yourself, and you don't want to be doing that like right after that. So that's the best way to gain your peace, is that figure it out. Like, if you have someone who's making you defend yourself after you just got out of an entire narcissist relationship of defending yourself, see you later. Bye. Like, I've got plenty of friends, you know what I mean? Or I don't need any friends, whatever, doesn't matter. But that's how you maintain your peace, because it doesn't. Jesus knows the truth. Listen, God knows the truth. You want to talk about a smear campaign? Cool. Awesome. Go do it. Go have fun with that, because you're going to gain more friends and more family. And God always knows the truth. So they have to live with that pain. They have to live with that evil. And at the end of the day, when they end up finding out those people that were your friends, they're going to apologize to you. And they're going to be like, I'm sorry I was wrong. Because guess what? You're not the only person that this is going to happen to. And this situation is an ongoing thing. So if people want to be blinded to it, see you later.
I'm with you. So I double down on what you just said. Okay, I'm doubling down. Like, don't give too much about what people have to say.
No, who cares?
But if I could go in a little bit more about how to maintain your peace when you're dealing with the smear campaign, is that, like you said just now, you know the truth of what took place. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to go around defending yourself to people. You don't need to go around, because when you're with the narcissist, you seek validation every single day. When you're with them, you want them to validate you. You want them to justify things. You really are seeking their approval for stuff. And because you have that that's program, you're wired that way to really prove yourself to them, because they constantly tell you that you're lying. They make you doubt your reality. They make you second guess yourself. So you're already programmed to feel like you need to prove yourself. So you're wired like this. So what you can do is unlearn things and, stick with you. Stick with your answers. Stick with the things that you want. If you want something, go for it. You don't need to call your best friend. You don't need to call anybody and ask them their opinion or what they think about this thing. Yeah, you want it, go get it, do it because you want to. And what you're doing in that time is that you're rebuilding your trust. You're rebuilding your confidence. You're rebuilding yourself. You're choosing yourself, and you're sticking with that when you operate that way. What happened is this in the smear campaign. If people are going to be a part of that and indulge in that and not come to check up on you to see if you're okay, you don't need to be friends with them anyway. And if they believe these things without hearing your side or even checking on you, you don't need them in your life. So it's better for you to do a process of elimination and allow God to separate you, because you've now seen who people truly are. Okay. Exactly. You have no doubt, no questions, and you're truly seeing who people are. Because if they're choosing to accept and listen to this information without even checking with you, do you really want to be entertaining these kind of people? Because the flying monkeys, all they're doing is playing devil's advocate, and they're just in the middle going from one to the other, bringing information back and forth. So if you're going to speak about me like this to people and they're going to sit there and listen to it, like I said all the time, focus on getting the best version of you. That will answer and shut up any smear campaign.
Absolutely. And honestly, to be fair too, and this is one thing that I've noticed specifically, is that I think a lot of people don't even really know what narcissists are. Like, this is what I'm growing to find out. So like, when these situations kind of transpire and take place and they're hearing these things, they don't know what to make of it, because most people, again, they have no idea what a narcissist is. So you're basically going to be explaining, like rocket science to somebody who doesn't even understand like space or time, you know what I mean? So it's like you're dabbling in a world that people don't want to see and they don't understand and they don't get. So it's, again, you're just going to be continuing to defend yourself and trying to explain what a narcissist is. So let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Yeah. Let it go. Let me not do that. Let me not do that to myself, right?
Yeah, don't do that to me. Let's listen to that way too many times. Oh man.
Well, I said, I think it's possible that our encounter with a narcissistic individual was part of a lot. Come on. Let's bring this on here. Yeah. You could go ahead and read this one out, Spence, if you don't mind.
Should I do the special voice for this one?
Please go ahead.
I think it's possible that our encounter with a narcissistic individual was part of a larger soul journey of a karmic lesson intended to help us grow and evolve in ways you might have otherwise.
I had to post this statement. Like, I was just scrolling through and I see the statement, and I had to post the statement because that's the reason that I don't give up. That's the reason why I'm excited about it. I love talking about it, because I've gained so much power. I've gained so much knowledge. That thing came to destroy me, but I didn't see it as a negative. I saw that as lessons to be learned, and I learned so much. So now I have increased my book of knowledge. I'm wiser now. I have more understanding. I'm not so naive. I'm not lacking exposure. I have the exposure now. I have the experience. So yeah, you go and try to run game. All right, I understand the game that you came to run before, but you know what? Try that again with somebody else because it ain't gonna work with me.
Absolutely. And again, I think straight up, and I know you guys have heard me say this a couple times now, but I really do think narcissists are demons sent by Satan to make you stronger, to prepare you for your person. Because the biggest mistake of your life comes right before the biggest love of your life. And that's really what I think personally, is that it's preparing you for this journey. And you're right, it is. It's a karmic thing. Like you're going through this, and God is testing you and being like, are you sure this is what you want? You want a good person, you want a family, you want kids, whatever it is that you want. And this is the test to see how determined you are to get to that point. And then you will find your partner.
Most of you guys are at a level where it's undeniable that you've learned from this experience.
Yeah.
Maybe still have some healing to do, as we all do. We all constantly heal from different things, but it's so evident that the power that's within you, the power that you hold, it definitely speaks volume that you're doing the work. You know, there's things that you can definitely grow from, but I hear work. That's all I keep hearing, is that you see the reason that the narcissist came into your life. It's like you were so vulnerable, you know, so naive and easy to fall for any foolery, anything. And you really took the opportunity to evolve, to grow from this. And you're living testimony that you understood that it was wrong what they did, but the power that it put in you, the level that it leveled you up, the place that it put you to know your self-worth and your boundaries and your limits, it's a level of maturity. And you realize that you have to walk away and leave the narcissist because they're immature. They haven't grown up. They haven't matured. And you really just had to walk away, leave them. So yes, I'm all with you. Once you learn self-love, ain't no going back. There's no going back. Hey, Brianna, welcome in. Looks like Brianna came in right with the question. Let's get it.
All right. You tackle this one. This is you got this.
Says, would you consider someone wanting to control and or have say in who you hang out with? Narcissistic behavior? Oh, would I consider them wanting to have control over who you're with or who you hang out with as narcissistic behavior? Well, we use the word narcissism a lot, right? Some people are manipulators and they're really good at it. Some people are controllers, like they love to control and to manipulate you. So you need to have multiple other behaviors happening with the control to be considered narcissistic, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think maybe like a better question in a situation like that is, are you comfortable being controlled with the people that you hang out with? Are you comfortable with the limitations of who you're able to hang out with? Is that a healthy relationship for you to be in?
Yeah.
That's a question that I would ask, is that, how does it make you feel being controlled? And by you asking the questions, already let me know that you're uncomfortable with it because you feel controlled, and nobody wants to be controlled. You're not a toy. You know, you're not a toy. You're free. You're a free individual. But if you're in a situation where you feel like you're being controlled, that's unhealthy. Doesn't have to be narcissistic, but it's unhealthy.
Yeah, and I think to add to that too, like I obviously don't know the situation, but I can tell you like from my perspective, if you're going out and hanging out with your girls and your girls hate your person and are trying to sabotage your relationship, I can see where that can probably be like, hey, yeah, you probably shouldn't hang out with those people because they're not really into our relationship or something. If that's what you're talking about, absolutely. I think that's something where it's like, hey, that should probably be a discussion, because if you're going and hanging out with people that don't like your man and they're trying to sabotage your relationship, then that's where it's kind of like, yeah, I probably wouldn't want my lady hanging out with those people if they're going out doing precarious things, you know, trying to meet a bunch of random dudes and stuff like that, and then talking crap behind, you know, my back, and then coming back and be like, oh yeah, no, we had a great time. Like, for sure, that's something I would say. But if it's like family members or something like that, yeah, it's probably, you should be hanging out with your family members. You should be hanging out with your friends. But if there is some negative connotation, basically, of why that person is basically saying that, I think that's really where the secret lies, of understanding why it is that the person doesn't want you to hang out with them. But if they're like, hey, you can't go hang out with these people and do this for no reason, like, yeah, that's not healthy. Like, you should be able to do whatever you want, So that's something to take a look at.
In a respectful way, though, right? Like, I think communication is key. Like, your partner knows where you're going, who you're hanging out with. I think that's healthy communication between the two of you guys. And you should, first of all, do not lose your identity in any relationship to anyone, period. Do not lose yourself. Never lose yourself, because you need to bring yourself, your true authentic self, your individuality to a relationship. I'm gonna ask this question before we wrap up tonight. So we'll take this one, and I got one question because I have a question, because and you guys that's in the room, please answer this question if you can in the chat as best as you possibly can. So the question came in from Kamar. She says, is astral projection real? What is your thoughts on that?
Let me take this one.
Please do.
So get into the conspiracy world. The CIA released a bunch of documents. I think it was like, I don't know, a couple months or something like that ago, that basically said that, like, yes, astral projection is real, like remote viewing, things like that. So yeah, in theory, from the documents that I've read and seen, sure, it's possible. And really, like, it's dabbling into a realm that maybe we're not able to tap into. For example, if you look into like Billy Carson, he says that basically we have 11 dimensions that are built into our brain, and we're only able to tap into the dimension that we're in. So yes, there is a possibility to do that. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do that, or I would be doing it all the time. But that's at least where the knowledge goes, is that yes, there is a possibility to do that. Who knows?
So I've had an experience with that. And so one day I was in the kitchen downstairs. We had 2 floors, right? And I wasn't with the narc at this time, but I was doing a lot of praying, a lot of fasting. And like I said, I would see things. I would see images of things. I would see scenery of things. And I was downstairs. And what happened was that I just started saying, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. I just literally just said that in the kitchen. And after I said that, I just felt sleepy. I was like, whoa, like, geez, let me go lay down upstairs. Like, I don't know. It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, like 12:50 to be exact. Like, I remember the time, okay? And I was like, I feel so sleepy. I was like, okay. So I went upstairs and lay down in the bed, y'all. I was in a trance, okay? I was in a trance, laying there, and my body traveled somewhere else. I knew what was happening. And then I felt when my spirit came back to me, and I got a tap on the shoulder to get up. Like, I was like, I got up and started looking around like, what just happened? So is it real? I don't intentionally did it. I didn't intentionally try to do it, but it happened to me and I experienced it, and I just got up, look around. I reached out to a pastor to ask him, what was that? What did I just experience? What is that? Nobody could tell me. Like, up until today, nobody could explain to me that experience that I had. But there was a note that I couldn't see the person's face, but when I was recovering inside the trance, he wrote on a note and says, God is with you, and folded up and stick it on my forehead and went like this. Shh. So that's one of the reasons that I know for sure that God is with me. Absolutely. I'm not uncertain that God is with me. So it doesn't matter what things that I go through and experience in life. I know he's with me for sure. I've had experiences. I know he put me in a trance. I know he's done these things and has given me my deliverance.
Yeah.
So sometimes when people say they go to other people to get their deliverance and stuff like that, listen, I'm not knocking it. The Holy Spirit put me in a trance and did my deliverance like that for me. So that's what he did for me. So, hey, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not the first one I've heard too. I mean, people have claimed this when they've done psychedelics, like they're doing ayahuasca or ibogaine or doing psilocybin, things like that too as well. I have friends that did it when, they were completely sober. So, I mean, there is something to it within our mind. It's just understanding how to essentially unlock that, and that's, I think, one of the greatest mysteries.
Yeah. Pray about it. You know, a lot of these
Absolutely.
people that's claiming to give you guys deliverance, you find yourself keep going back to them, right? Like, cause I've heard people say before, like, oh, I got deliverance and I'm going back again for deliverance. I mean, how many times you gonna get delivered? I'm I'm just
Yeah.
saying. How many times you gonna get delivered from this demon? Because in reality, it's mental. And the Bible tells you you got to renew your mind to renew your strength. Okay.
Absolutely.
Like, got to Romans. Okay. Renew your mind. So you start to unlearn these things, unlearn these behaviors, renew your mind. Hey, I'm just saying.
Facts.
Let me roll through. So I have a question for you guys. Remember, I said I was going to pop up with a question. I don't know if there's a comment in here that you guys want to jump on, or if you want me to look at something, please let me know. Because y'all, it's Tuesday night. You girls gotta, get in the office in the morning pretty early. But I have
she's been working out hard too.
I super appreciate it. Like, super. Yes, you have to renew your mind to renew your strength. And that narcissist has psychological control over you. You're ruminating about them, you're obsessed about them, and you can't seem to let them go. You have to learn that they're not real, okay? Yes, it was hard for me to understand that. But remember, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. So this is not who you're fighting against, flesh and blood. No. You're really fighting against it's a spiritual battle, okay? You're fighting against a spiritual person. So when you understand how to fight in the spiritual realm, it will manifest in the natural. So I know I'm going off left here, okay? But you have to start to envision this thing even when it's not in front of you and attack it, okay? So if you have to close your eyes when you are praying and you are attacking this thing by the neck and you start to speak things that's going to cast this thing down, send it back to the pits of hell, let the Holy Spirit fire burn this thing and demolish any altar that your name was called on. Yeah, when my eyes are closed, I'll be going in. I go in. I goes in. Yeah.
Going
so
deep.
I come out feeling strong. I come out feeling victorious because I have authority over this thing. Okay. Luke 10, verse 19. You have authority over this thing. You have authority to trample on serpent's neck and it won't harm you. So what does that tell you? You are above this thing and not beneath it. You are high and not low. Okay. Stop playing with yourself. You got authority. You got authority. Why don't you step on your authority and walk in your authority like you know what you're doing? I'm sorry, y'all. Spence, listen, okay? Y'all, you got this, okay?
Absolutely.
Stand on this thing.
Jesus is the secret sauce. I'm telling you, it's the cheat code to life. It really is.
Listen, sorry, got a little bit hot there. Okay, sorry. Okay. So here's my question. I'm posing this question, okay? Because this is a question I love. I absolutely love this question. You're only 5 months out, but that's incredible.
Way to go.
Do the work.
Sweet.
It doesn't matter how, do the work.
I can see why you're ready for summertime.
Do the work, okay?
Trying to get fit in the gym and be like, hey, once summertime hit, I'll be ready to go. I'm ready to hit
that part. Do the work. You're gonna love it, okay? And when you go to the gym is not just for your physical, it's mental too. Like, it gives you mental freedom. Oh my goodness. Everything you get at the gym, okay? You get that body. Listen, that's just a physical show. But when the mental is right and you're walking with that confidence, because mind you, those small reps that you do, every rep that you accomplish, these are small wins. These are small accomplishments. And that's how you start to rebuild yourself and start to celebrate your small little victories by showing up as a victory. Celebrate that. A win is a win. And then you're going to get the body with it too? Man, stop playing. Stop playing. So here's my question, right, friends? Here's my question.
You got it.
Okay, let's go. How do you balance singleness and togetherness in a relationship? Y'all, if you guys are here and know that has a perspective on this, please, because this is a question I would love for you guys to ask when you start going out dating, okay? listen, we gonna answer it together. I'm gonna tell y'all my answers and everything about this, but this is a question I would love for you guys to start asking when you're getting to know a person. Okay, I'll repeat the question. How do you balance? You hear the word balance? Okay, key. It's a setup, but it's key. Ask this question. How do you balance singleness and togetherness in a relationship? Okay. Yeah. So let me see. Hey, isn't she lovely? Shalom, shalom, sis. Welcome in. Up? So let me see if this is an answer to the question. I don't know. I truly believe that the Most High has a plans for each one of us, right? And that through our struggles and challenges, we are being refined and separated. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Spencer, we talk about this all the time.
Absolutely.
We talk about this all the time. Okay. We're being shaped. So I'm totally in agreement with this comment here. We're in agreement. Okay. We stand in agreement. And that's what's going to happen is that you're going to start to find your tribe. Okay. You're going to start to find your tribe, and we're all going to hear the sound and the voice where we can connect with each other. So he said, my people will hear my voice, like his sheep, they'll hear his voice. So we'll learn how to find him and gravitate more towards him. And you'll start to weed out the nonsense and weed out the foolery. Okay. So yeah, you're going to find your people. You're going to find your tribe, and you're going to navigate there better. Let me see. Any?
Looks like Franklin. Yeah, Franklin answered your question.
Oh, nice. Let's put Franklin's answer up. Franklin, way to go. Let's see. I think you're both single people, even together, but you're a couple when out socially. Nice. Way to go. Way to go. Anybody else? Any other? Of course, you're two individuals. You're two individuals. But of course, you interact together when you go out and stuff like that. So if you weren't here for the question, I'm going to repeat the question one more time. Okay, Spence, I don't know if you want to take a shot at it or something.
You go first. Yeah, I feel like I've been going first the last couple ones here.
You're right. You're right.
I think you gotta take this one on.
All right. Okay. Let me be fair. Okay. So the question is, how do you balance singleness and togetherness in a relationship? Wise asked for me to repeat the question, so I'm going to give her a quick second to go ahead and see if she wants to come up with an answer. So how do you balance singleness and togetherness in a relationship? I love this question. I love this question so much. It's a great dating question, okay? It's a very good dating question, and I'm going to go into the details of it. And I know Spence is going to jump in as well, too. He said I should take the first hit on this one. So I'm going in, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for me, okay? So here goes, right? You don't want to lose your identity in a relationship, okay? You are an individual. If you're used to getting your nails done, your hair done, hanging out with your girlfriends and stuff like that, continue to do these things, okay? If the man, he normally play basketball with his boys, go fishing, go hiking, to the barber, doing all of these things, that's his individuality, okay? So that's your, I guess I made a mistake. I just said the word. It's individuality and togetherness. It's not singleness. I messed up. My bad. Let me walk that back. But that's what I meant, though. Your individuality. I'm sorry. I messed up the question. Let me ask the question properly. How do you balance individuality and togetherness in a relationship? Or, I messed up the question. So now I'm like walking it back. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
But by you having your own identity and you don't lose that in a relationship. So you want to ask a person, how do they balance, togetherness and, I wouldn't say singleness, alone time, so yeah. I have the question. Okay.
How do you maintain your individuality while you're in a relationship?
Pretty much. Yeah. So you don't lose that. So if someone is going to tell you that, oh, my woman don't go nowhere without me. Oh, my man, oh, he can't be on the phone with nobody. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, you mean balance it? Like, we're together. We're in a relationship. What do you mean your single time or your alone time or your me time? What? You need your me time. That's your identity. You cannot lose your identity. You lost it once before with the narcissist, and you're not doing it again.
100%.
So somebody who understands that you're your own person in a relationship will also respect the fact that you need to be your own person in the relationship. So there's going to be times where you're going to do activities and things by yourself, and there's going to be a time where you guys are going to do things together as a partner. So yes, Franklin, right on that, okay?
Yeah. And
socializing and doing things together. So Spence, take your shot at the question.
Yeah, and I think to add to that too, I mean, if you're not elevating yourself and constantly becoming a better version of yourself and your partner isn't allowing you to do that, that's also another sign of like, hey, this isn't a healthy relationship. Because like me personally, like I love reading. I love, especially when it comes to like health, nutrition, stuff like that. So if I'm in a relationship and someone's telling me that like they don't want me to better myself or they don't want me to like have more knowledge about something or keep continuing to learn, they're basically putting me in this like closed mindset versus a growth mindset. Like if you look into a growth mindset, like that's how the relationship should essentially be, is that you're growing not only in the relationship, but in your mind too as well. And then you guys should be elevated and working together towards the bigger goal. So creating the foundation, building the castle, having the kingdom. That should be the entire goal of everything that you're working towards. And if it's not, and that you guys aren't on the same level, then that's where you have to have that conversation of being like, well, hey, I'm trying to be a better person. I don't know about you, but if you're not, well, time to go.
Right. I'm with you. And I think now that I've mentioned this question, and I don't know if this is something that you guys are comfortable asking somebody that you're vetting and getting to know that person. I think that's a good question to ask a person. I love that question because it lets you know what that person mind space is. You know, if you're not a clingy person, you might want to, it will help you to find out these things. If that person is also not affectionate, then it would also help you to know these things as well too. So you're learning about a person while you're vetting them and asking some questions. So I think that's a very good question. And I think I'm seeing the responses all over. So yes, Wise, definitely being with friends and hanging out and doing things, having your individuality, having your own identity in the relationship. So it's alone time and together time for sure. Brianna said, I think you balance the singleness and togetherness by maintaining your independence, but also connecting in a way that is better with two people than one, still being you and enjoying someone else's company.
Absolutely.
Sprinkle. Oh, spot on. I love it. Like,
and to add to it too, I mean, Brianna, is like your question earlier, like again, like if this is a negative control, like this sounds like a negative control thing. I don't know much about you or anything in general, but that would be taking away your individuality if someone's controlling you from hanging out your friends if there's no negative aspect to it. You know what I mean? So again, I don't know your story. I don't know anything in general. However, like if that's the case, let's say the person, is like, I don't know, they're self-conscious or they think you're cheating or whatever it is that they're basically like telling you to not do, like that's a conversation you need to have with them and be like, listen, like you're taking away my individuality. Like if you want to have that conversation of why I can't go there, awesome, let's have it. And if it comes to find out like, hey babe, it looks like I feel like you're cheating or something along those lines, that's why I don't want you going out, then you need to address it. And you need to get to that level of comfortability, because in a relationship, there has to be that individuality. And if they're removing that from you and causing you to have problems or issues or anything along those lines, and it's causing tension with your family or your friends or anything, like it's not okay. It's not okay. And it needs to be addressed.
Control is unhealthy in any relationship. Okay.
Absolutely.
And you see where this question led, right? You see where we went with this question. It's to kind of get that eye opener to see that, hey, if you're losing yourself in this relationship, you're going downhill. You're going down the wrong path. And you cannot be afraid to lose the relationship or lose a person to the point where you lose yourself.
Exactly.
That's not up for negotiation. That's right. Why alone time.
Non-negotiable.
That's non-negotiable. Okay. Right? Alone time, me time, my time. That's not up for negotiation. I'm sorry. So hey.
Yeah.
It's not. It's you cannot sacrifice your happiness and your peace anymore just to please somebody else. Okay. No, exactly. I'm not for it. There's no, why aren't they afraid of losing you? Aren't you a valuable asset as well too? Like, hey, come on now.
And again, like it's a reflection of that person too as well. You know, like it's they should be confident enough in the relationship, and it should be healthy enough to be able to have these conversations.
Yeah. And control only tells you that other person fear.
Exactly. Yeah. And you shouldn't fear. If your person's going to go cheat on you, bye. Okay, cool. Go do it. Yep. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be fearful of you going and cheating on me ever again. Like, if that's really where we're at in this relationship, okay, see you later. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm with you. And as we gear towards wrapping up, because we're going to go ahead, guys, and wrap up tonight.
Yeah.
We'll close out for tonight. So if you have any final questions, please drop them really quickly so we can answer them. But we're definitely getting ready to wrap up and get out of here tonight. I just want to end on this note though, Spence, and jump in anytime. So Isn't She Lovely said, I will never compromise my individuality nor allow my emotions to dictate my actions again, basically. Love that. We're on board. Absolutely agree. Please, guys, listen, drop in a comment. You hear what's going on. You see we ain't playing around here no more. We're setting our standards, and we're living with these standards, okay? We're setting boundaries. Because we've been talking about control so much, I wanted to kind of just end on this note about control. Why you think a person wants to control you? Okay. Why would somebody want to control you like that? They want to know where you're going, what you're doing, what time you're doing it, and how long you're doing it. Like, they want to have tabs on you for every single thing, and you don't have no freedom in this relationship. You're being controlled by a person, because when you're with a narcissist, they need to study you and know everything about you so that they know what time is okay for them to cheat. They know where you're at a particular time, and you have to clock in with them. Yeah. So that level of control is letting them know how they can proceed with cheating. They're projecting their insecurities onto you because they want you to start carrying the burden that they're carrying, for you to feel how they feel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
facts.
Tonight was great.
Good way to end it.
Tonight was great, y'all. We so love it. The questions were great. Spence, what's your take on the night? Like, how do you feel?
It's wonderful. It's exactly how I wanted this to go. So wonderful Tuesday. Y'all have a great week. Everything's just rocking and rolling. Seems like there's a lot of healing going on, guys. So I love it. And guess what? We'll be back Saturday.
Definitely, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out tonight, or on your way coming in, or watching it on a replay. We are definitely going to be back Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're coming with a juicy topic. Okay, we're getting deeper into the progress of how you met the narcissist. Okay, don't think we forget about the whole process and the moving in and hot stuff. And we want to hear all the juicy juice. Okay, we want to know if margarita and tequila was going on continuously. Okay, we're invested in stories, so don't think that we forgot. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, we're getting there.
We want more stories, y'all, and he might get me, y'all, for me to drop a story or two or something. Because boy, your girl got some stories. Okay. But right now he's in the hot seat. Let him steam. Let him cook. Okay. Let him cook. Yep. Y'all, love you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Love you guys so much. Such a pleasure to be here. Wise, good night, Wise. We giving trouble in here tonight, okay? Isn't she lovely? Have a fantastic night. Fawzia, have an amazing night. Danielle, have a great night. Kamar, where she is, Brianna, have a wonderful night. Such a pleasure to see you guys. And Franklin, be blessed. Have a beautiful night, y'all. Good night. Good night. So much fun when we get together, okay? So much fun, so much healing, and we're not so stuck up and angry about the narcissist. Like, screw you. Good night, y'all. Spence, you want to just tell him again where to find you? Follow your TikTok page. Just give a shout out to your page.
Yeah. Go check out Radiant Vortex. YouTube, I just started posting some stuff on there. Like I said, my main focus has been TikTok. You'll see a great community on there, people. So feel free to jump on there, have conversations. Instagram too as well. Radiant Vortex, same thing. So like I said, my main focus has been TikTok, just slowly integrating into YouTube. But I promise you there's a good community on there too as well. So hit me up anytime. You can also get me at support@radiantvortex.com. So that's another way to reach out to me as well. And I appreciate it. Thank you for the subscriptions. You guys are subscribing to my stuff. I appreciate it. I promise I'll get more material on there.
Yeah, Wise is like, hey, I subscribe to your stuff.
I appreciate it.
Y'all, I didn't see Courtney tonight. Like,
yeah, I didn't see Courtney as well.
I didn't see Courtney tonight. Courtney, I'm sending you all love. I know you weren't well a few days ago. Just sending you all our love. We miss you. We cannot wait to see you back pretty soon. Have a wonderful night and see you guys on Saturday. Good night, y'all. All right,
we'll see you later.
Me too, Wise, right? Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.